You know, something very significant, interesting, and unique happened in the US auto industry in 2020. Tesla's rise made 2020 the year that the US auto industry went electric. Perhaps we can even say that the global and especially the European auto industry went electric in 2020. Let's take a look and see how this happened. Welcome back, dear friends. This is Armen Harayan from TorqueNews.com. If you are here for the first time, please subscribe to our channel for daily Tesla news and ring the notification bell so you don't miss my next Tesla story. Joseph White has a very interesting story, noting in Reuters that Tesla and Wall Street made 2020 the year that the US auto industry decided to go electric. Well, we can also say the same thing about the German auto industry because Volkswagen and Mercedes had made significant steps in electrification in 2020. Just a week or so ago, Mercedes announced 6 to 8 electric vehicles coming in the next 2 years. Volkswagen has been already making the ID4 and ID3, but something very important was happening in the US auto industry because of Tesla's rise. White writes in Reuters that Tesla's market capitalization surged above $600 billion, making the once wobbly startup founded by billionaire Elon Musk worth more than the 5 top-selling global vehicle marketing groups combined. The exclamation point came last Friday when Tesla rose to a record high in frantic trading ahead of the stock's much anticipated entrance into the benchmark S&P 500 index. For 2021, all signs, writes, point toward the industry accelerating its shift toward electrification, a turning point as historically momentous as the launch of Ford Motor Corporation's moving assembly line for the Model T or General Motors 2009 bankruptcy. In fact, let me make an interjection here and say, if you are not a Tesla owner and if you are not an electric vehicle owner, please let me know in the comment section below how likely it is that your next vehicle will be an electric vehicle or a Tesla or even a hybrid. Let me know please in the comment section below. I think that will be interesting to see how many people who own gas cars right now will say, you know what, my next vehicle will be an electric vehicle or my next vehicle will be a Tesla vehicle or a hybrid vehicle. Now, Tesla's ascent came to the same year that activists, hedge funds and other investors ratcheted up pressure on corporations to fight climate change. Evidence is growing that more investors have concluded the century-long dominance of internal combustion engine, ICE, and industry slang is headed toward the close within a decade. I say within a decade, as I quoted Elon Musk in my previous report, that in 10 years, by 2030, 70 to 80% of cars in the world or in the United States will be electric. From London to Beijing to California, White writes in Reuters, political leaders also embraced plans to start phasing out internal combustion engine-only vehicles as early as 2030. Pressure to cut greenhouse gas emissions undermines the logic for significant new investments in ICE engines. Thousands of manufacturing jobs are currently tied to internal combustions in the United States, Britain, Germany, France, Japan, and other countries. By the way, when it says to phase out gas cars by 2030, that means car companies and buyers will start not buying them in 2009, just 1 year, or 2008, because what's the point of buying in 2009 gas car if in 2030 they're going to be basically dying, no production? That means oil will be in gas. There will be fewer gas stations for you to fill up your cars, like there are fewer actually growing number of electric vehicle charging stations. There will be fewer gas stations. There will be fewer opportunities to service your cars. The entire industry will be electric. So I think things will start changing by 2025 or 2026, and then Steep decline will start after that. White also writes in Reuters that other powerful forces also shook the auto industry's status quo this year. The virus stripped away the sales and profits that incumbent automakers had counted on to fund methodical transition to electric vehicles. China's rapid recovery from the virus exerted an even more powerful gravitational pull on industry investment. Now, will consumers plug in? This brings me to my previous questions. Will you buy an electric car next? This was the year GM chief executive Mary Barra and other top industry executives began to echo Tesla's Musk, saying electric vehicle battery costs could soon achieve parity with internal combustion technology. Still, it remained to be seen whether consumers, particularly in the United States, are ready to say goodbye to petroleum-fueled pickup trucks and SUVs. In fact, I just reported last Friday, or was it Saturday, that in China, a company has already achieved parity to of battery price per kilowatt hour, $100 per kilowatt hour for the first time in electric vehicles, and the prices are still coming down. The best selling vehicles in the United States remain large petroleum burning pickup trucks. Demand for these vehicles powered a recovery for Detroit automakers after the virus forced factories to shut down in the spring. The best electric vehicle and battery makers could field models that match internal combustion upfront cost as soon as 2023, brokerage Bernstein wrote in a report. ICE game over with BEV. That means gas cars game over with battery electric vehicles in approximately 2030. Bernstein's auto analyst wrote using the industry's acronyms for internal combustion engine and battery electric vehicle, BEV. The shift toward electric vehicles is speeding a parallel transformation of vehicles into largely digital machines that get much of their value from software that powers rich visual displays and features such as automated driving systems. Across the industry, century-old manufacturers such as Daimler AG are scrambling to hire programmers and artificial intelligence experts to work on their electric vehicle programs, because electric vehicles are like computers on wheels. The capability of software to manage autonomous driving systems, electricity flows from the batteries, and data streaming to and from vehicles is replaced horsepower as a measure of automotive engineering achievements, says White in Reuters. He also says Tesla's use of smartphone-style over-the-air software upgrades was once a unique feature of the Silicon Valley brand. In 2020, the best-selling model lines in the United States, the Ford F-150 pickups, was redesigned to offer over-the-air software updates, making the technology as mainstream as it gets. Now, most of the car companies, the over-the-air software updates are still in the area of touch screens. Like you can change some things in your touchscreen, in your infotainment system, whereas it is only in Tesla, and I believe also a little bit in Volkswagen, that you can do little bit more. For example, control brakes, control range of your car, and things like that. But so then it's still nascent technology for majority of car companies. In the best of times, traditional internal combustion vehicles would have faced huge costs and disruptions to their workforce to evolve to electric, software-intensive vehicles. But the shock delivered by this virus gave manufacturers much less money and time to adapt. Consultancy IHS Markit forecasts that global vehicle production will not match 2019 levels again until 2023. Automakers will have produced 20 million fewer vehicles by 2023 than they could have built had output stayed in 2019 levels. Only the most agile with a Darwinian spirit will survive, said Carlos Tavares, the Peugeot SA chief, who will lead the combined Peugeot and Fiat Chrysler when the merger is completed. This virus also elevated the importance of China to the industry's future. That country's swift recovery from this virus amplified the gravitational pull of its huge market on automotive investment, despite anti-China rhetoric from US and European politicians. China's drive to reduce dependence on petroleum is compelling automakers to shift investment toward battery electric and hybrid vehicles and recenter design and engineering activities to Chinese cities from traditional hubs in Nagoya, Wolfsburg, and Detroit. Tesla said it will establish a design and research center in China. Now, Daimler AG chief executive Ola Gölenius put it bluntly in October, saying, "We need to look at our production footprint and where it makes sense, shift our production," he said during a video call, and added, "Last year we sold around 700,000 passenger cars in China. The next biggest market is the United States with between 320,000 and 330,000 cars," reports Joe White in Reuters today. So friends, let me know, what do you think? Do you think that this is really the year when the global, or at least the US auto industry, is shifting toward electric, like seriously shifting toward electric? How much this virus contributed to that, and what has contributed to that? This is Armen Harayan from TorqueNews.com. Please subscribe to our channel for daily Tesla and electric vehicle news and ring the notification so you don't miss my next Tesla story. Have a wonderful rest of the day. God bless you, everyone. Peace be with all of you.